Good morning, everybody. First of all, again, congratulations to the European movement for putting together what I think is an excellent programme on this most important topic. I've been asked to say a few very brief words on democracy and where it is on the EU agenda. And with the new Commission starting this week, it's certainly very much on the agenda. I remember very well, I started work in Brussels in the early 1990s, just after the fall of the Berlin Wall. And we remember this year, of course, the 25th anniversary of that. It's also the 10th anniversary of the European Union's Eastern enlargement. And when I arrived in Brussels, we were just developing what became known as the Copenhagen criteria, including the one on democracy and human rights, which we set above all others. And that allowed the process of Eastern European enlargement to start for real. And also for the members of the European Union who joined in the 1980s, for Greece, Spain and Portugal, a commitment to a democratic government was an important step towards qualifying for membership for the European Union. But building democracy is something, as we all know, that is never complete. And I think the current situation in Europe and further afield is a constant and all too present reminder of that. So from an EU perspective, the need to strengthen democratic legitimacy is right up on the agenda, both internally and externally. We saw the new Commission President, Juncker, announce his programme for the next 5 years on the 15th of July. And that was called A New Start for Europe, an agenda for jobs, growth, fairness and change. And he identified a number of issues where we need to strengthen democratic legitimacy and restore the confidence of European citizens in the European project. So we see on his priorities a union of democratic change as one of the 10 things he will focus on during his 5 years in office. And that focuses in particular on putting new life into the European Commission's special relationship with the European Parliament and wanting to have a political dialogue with the Parliament, not just a technocratic one. There's also a commitment to enhance transparency with stakeholders and lobbyists. He also wants to see how to enhance interaction with national parliaments as a way of bringing Europe closer to its citizens. So we can't say how that's going to go. We're at day 7 for the new Commission today, so very early days. But there's also a focus on this in our external action. I just want to touch on 2 issues there. First of all, I think most importantly, with European neighbourhood policy, that puts a strong focus on deep and sustainable democracy, accompanied by economic development. And what we mean by deep, sustainable democracy is in particular free and fair elections, but it's not just about an election day. It's also about freedom of assembly, freedom of association, judicial independence, the fight against corruption, and democratic control. And in the countries we're working with in the East, the relationship is very much based on the more for more principle, and we will develop stronger relationships with the partners which are making more progress towards democratic reform. On the wider front, we also adopted in June 2012 a strategic framework and action plan on human rights and democracy, which sets out our vision for relationship with the wider world, and that establishes a detailed action plan for the EU's actions with third countries on implementing our work on democracy and human rights. And there's a 2013 report on that, which is now under discussion. But as this is the European Movement's annual meeting, let me also take the opportunity to look back briefly on some of the work we've done together this year. And first of all, again, say thank you to Jan-Erik and to Kersti Meti for the excellent cooperation I think we've had. We had the first European Parliament election watch night on the 25th of May. We've had some good events on TTIP, on the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership in Arendal. And when I travel through Norway, everywhere I go, I try to take the opportunity to meet members of the European movement, because I think that's a very good way of getting an insight into the issues on your table, the issues you're discussing in other parts of the country. So I'm very much looking forward to today's discussion, and I think it's an extremely important subject. And once again, congratulations to Kersti and to Jan-Erik for putting together a fantastic programme. Thank you.